Welcome to the Run Cult podcast, where running meets the culture. This podcast is for runners, whether you're just trying to start, returning to the sport, or getting the miles in at any pace. This podcast is for you. We are here to explore the stories, the races, and the people that shape the running world here in Atlanta and beyond. I'm your host, Rebecca, also known as Look Slinger Girl online, and I am a runner, a fitness enthusiast, a fashion girly, and a content creator. So from races to recovery, I'm here to bring you the stories, the insights, and motivation from the world of running and fitness. So for today's podcast, we have a very special guest.
Thank you.
Boom. Polow from Run N Brunch.
That was your drum roll?
Yeah, my little... So Run N Brunch holds a very special place in my heart because of how much it's contributed to my consistency throughout 2024. I checked my end of year statistics on Strava and I noticed I had an 18-week running streak in 2024. When I saw that stat, I was like, Run N Brunch. Like, nice. Off the bat.
That's what's up.
So it would only be right to have the person who contributed to my fitness and wellness success in 2024 here.
Thank you.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you. And I just want to say, too, that me being the first, I've been the first on a few different podcasts, right?
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But I haven't been like, once they blow up, you know what I'm saying? I need you to bring me back once they blow up. You know what I'm saying? So when this like takes off, I need you to bring me back.
I will never forget you.
Can we shake on that?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Y'all see it. Y'all hear it.
Yeah, we'll see about that. No, just kidding. No, I'll never forget you. So you will be, not only will you be back when I blow up, you will be here throughout my process, okay?
All right, we're going to hold it. I said we, the community.
The community.
The
oh,
people.
Man.
We
Good old accountability.
To that, right.
I hate an accountability partner.
Right.
Just kidding. Polow has been a pillar in the community here in the running community here in Atlanta, which I love to say Run N Brunch is one of the coolest or the coolest run club in the world,
most definitely.
Really contributing to the culture that I wish to highlight on this podcast. I feel as if Run N Brunch is the epitome of where running meets culture here in Atlanta. So this has been achieved throughout their weekly runs and monthly brunches that have brought us all together and created some absolute memories. So thank you, Polow, for being here.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, so I'm Polow, like you said. I've been running in Atlanta since 2015, 2016. I'm a longtime music guy, so I spend a lot of my time traveling and being in the studio, stuck in the studio. That's kind of how I got into running. I can give you that story a little later, but yeah. And man, I'm just out here enjoying life. So from music to health enthusiasts and just loving everything health and running. And yeah, man, I've been out, like I said, 2016. I've probably ran with every crew in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been out here for a while.
Okay, so you've been running since 2016. You were also coming from the music scene. Where did you decide to maybe start a run club? What were the beginnings of Run N Brunch?
The beginnings of Run N Brunch. So, like I said, I started out in music, right? So back then, I had a big health scare where I ended up in the hospital. I've had a couple like health scares, right, in my life. Because
I'm scared.
I'm an avid worker. Like I work. I'm a real hard worker. And when I just focus on something, like myself takes the back seat, and then I'm focused on everybody else and everything. So that kind of attitude, it kind of got me in trouble, right? But through music, I used to be like 200-something pounds, a very heavy guy.
Oh.
Yeah, smoking Newport cigarettes. Right, ended up in the hospital with some heart scares.
Wow.
And yeah, I had like a little mini like heart attack at a very young age, right? And these doctors wanted to do surgery on me, like an open heart surgery. But I refused the surgery, and I just turned my life around on my own. I got into fasting. I got into cleaning my body out.
Oh.
And I made a full recovery. I transformed myself.
Wow.
you can see now. Cause
I would have
most people
never.
would look at me. They like, you smoke cigarettes? You used to be 200-something pounds.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I was a big
Oh, you
boy.
was one of them guys.
Yeah, I was a big boy, but I live a studio life, so you know you
Oh,
eating
yeah.
fast food, you smoking cigarettes, we smoking weed, we doing like all the music stuff.
It's
You
the
know what I'm
lifestyle,
saying?
yeah.
It's the lifestyle. You're not working out. You're waking up in the middle of the afternoon because you're up all night. You know what I'm saying? So that just took a toll on my body, but that also opened up my mind, right? To like, I need to get better with my health and start taking care of myself. So like I said, I got into fasting, I got into cleaning my body out. And once I got into that, I got into being more active again. And I started running. And I was like run walking, and I just fell in love with running. So that's the beginning of like running for me. It took me having bad health to get into running. And then just to push the story forward, me and my uncle V, we opened up a gym and a juice bar. I kind of can tell you a little bit more about that story.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but so one of the guys that should probably be sitting right here with me, BMX BC. Shout out to the boy BMX.
Hey, BZ.
You know what I'm saying? He's just as much as a starter or owner of Run N Brunch as I am. Of course, he'll always say it's Polow's idea. This was Polow's idea. You know what I'm saying? But I have to give him credit too.
Shout out to BZ.
Yeah,
he has contributed a lot.
Man, he been
Yeah.
day one.
Day
When we was
one,
sitting back
period.
going over the name. BC was standing right there. You know what I'm saying? And we came up with Run N Brunch. So I had out in the gym. I was always telling him, bro, I want to do a run club. And he was like, man, go on and start it. So a year went by. I was like, man, I want to do a run club. And I just kept saying it. And he was like, man, don't even talk to me about that no more until you start it. And I was like, all right, bet, we're going to start it next week. And boom. And I was like, all right, we're going to start it next week. And a week later, I was like posting on Instagram like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
We about to run from the gym. Who want to pull up? And we did our first one. I called my girl, Chef Nikki, in the mix, who makes the fat-ass cakes, the pancakes. Shout out to Chef Nikki.
Okay.
And she came through and provided the brunch because we came up with this name, Run N Brunch, because I just wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do the regular, like, we just go run and come back and then everybody go home type thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was the beginning of it, yeah. Me and going back and forth with BC and him telling me to shut up until I get it started. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Execute. Like, let's get it popping.
I'm like getting a couple of lessons just from these few minutes of you talking.
Yeah.
First of all, it's crazy how in life we have to allow for some type of extreme measure to happen before we take control and switch lanes. And then secondly, when you get the idea, execute, y'all. Like, execute. Don't let it be too long before you know, actually get to it, between the idea and the execution. So that's really good to hear. I actually got the idea for this podcast maybe last month.
Nice.
And I was like, yo, I actually was gonna try to do this last week, which would still have been in 2024.
Right.
But the studio wasn't available, so I was like, you know, it's not a big deal. It was just my ego who was like, yo, let's do it in 2024. Right. But it doesn't matter. So
it's a great way to kick the year off.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. And I'm happy we're here in this new year feeling fresh.
Absolutely.
So yeah, y'all, when y'all have an idea, like, don't wait too long.
Jump in there.
Of course you got to think about it and flesh it out.
Yeah.
But move through. All right, cool.
Move through.
So then you start the running club. Shout out to BZ.
Yes.
Definitely wish he was here.
Yes.
You have your first run. And what year was that?
So that was 22.
Oh, okay.
22, yeah. So it was 23.
Okay.
23, because we was on our second year anniversary. So that's our second year anniversary. So yeah. So that's our first year.
This says first year.
First year, that's 23.
And this is 24. Okay.
And this is 22, 23, and then we'll be getting the next one
Got
this
it.
year. Yeah.
Okay, so you started
22.
Basically in 2022. Okay,
22,
got it.
my bad.
2022.
That was confusing.
So talk to us about kind of your health journey from then, because I know that there was a larger
another health
event.
Scare.
Yes,
Yeah.
that definitely is a part of your story.
So when we opened up the gym / juice bar, so my uncle, he runs the gym part of it, and I started Juice Atlanta. And the way we got into that, I started this juice company a while back. Like, once I got I started fasting and cleaning out my body, I started juicing. That was one of like the main things I was doing on a regular basis. And I fell in love with juicing. So I was still like in the studio. I'm the only person in there with the green juice, not smoking no more. Everybody like,
Period.
he's crazy. Like, what is that in that jar?
Yeah, he's a
I
weirdo.
would come to the studio, right. I would come to the studio with my backpack, and I would have like a little cooler thing, and I would have like 32-ounce mason jars just full of green juices.
Damn.
And I would just walk around and be like, boy, this boy don't smoke no more. He just drinking green juices. But weight start coming off. I start, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So what I wanted to do was, because I fell in love with it so much, I started teaching these juice classes. There used to be this app called Meetup or something like that.
Meetup. Mm-hmm.
Meetup. So I would put these Meetup classes together, and I would have everybody meet me at DeKalb Farmers Market.
Oh my God.
And people would jump in, and I would walk them through the farmers market, teaching them about the different fruits and
Are
vegetables.
you still doing that?
No.
Would you do it?
I would
Maybe
do
we
it.
could do like a little the Run Cult event or something.
I would do it. I got a juice class coming up in February with
What?
a couple girls.
Oh!
Yeah. We're about to do like some of the main juice people in Atlanta that
Got
are
it.
really into juice, and we're doing a big class in February. I'll tell you about that later.
All right, cool.
So yeah, I started doing these meetup classes, right?
Uh-huh.
And I would have people meet me at the DeKalb Farmers Market, and I would teach them about the fruits and the vegetables. And then I would also rent out a space, something like this space, and I would bring a table in and a juicer in, and I would teach people how to juice, right? And one day, this is still before the gym, before anything. This is one of my homegirls was in there, Shaban. I remember like it was yesterday. She was like, raise her hand. I was like, because she's the homie. So I'm like, what's your question? Just messing with her or whatever. She's like, that's dope, but I'm not about to do all that. But if you bring it to me, I'll buy it from you. Bing, bing, bing. Bing. Light bulb. Now, this is 2016, 2017.
Dope.
There wasn't no like websites. You couldn't like get a subscription. Wasn't no subscriptions back then. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just created my own subscription, and it started with her.
Wow.
And I would deliver juices to her at Coca-Cola all the time. She worked at Coca-Cola, so I would go to drop them off, and then a friend of hers was like, "What's that?" "Oh, my homie make them." Da 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 da. Then I started dropping them off to her, and had the ups and downs, and then like it just kind of started taking off. Now my whole family, my whole crew is into music, right? So my Unc V and Nicole, his wife, Monty Nicole, they started ordering the juices from me, and along with some other people. But Nicole's best friend is Tashina Arnold. Also known as Pam on Martin. You know what I'm saying?
We love her.
And Tashina, one day we was all in the house and just kicking it, and she was like, man, I love these juices. And she was working on, what show was that? I don't know, but they were on Tyler Perry's set working on a show. And she was like, man, you know what? I want you to just make a bunch of juices, come up to the set, and when we go to break, I want you to be set up out there, and I'm going to pay for everybody to come out and get juices. So, and then that is where it all happened. Wow. That's when it all took off. And man, I did that day on that set, and all those girls from makeup, hair, wardrobe, even the other actors, Vanessa Williams, so many different people. And man, that thing just took off like wildfire.
That's crazy.
So now I'm making juices for everybody at this point. Even people like Chloe, singer Chloe.
Oh, wow.
Drewski. I make all the juices for that.
You never said that at the Run Club.
Yeah. I got like a whole
nother life. That's
I've
amazing.
lived. Right. Yeah. So I'm making juices for everybody. I even make all the juices for the players, the Atlanta Braves. And this year we might be getting the Falcons as well. I'm not sure. But so I'm making juices for everybody. Plus we got the gym popping, and I got the run crew going. So what happened next was, as far as the health, getting back to what you asked me about my health scare, man, I had created all these amazing habits for myself. And that's how I got myself to being 100% healthy.
Wow.
And running these marathons and half marathons. One time I ran 4 marathons in a month. So every week I ran a marathon.
Oh my God.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I ran a marathon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I ran another marathon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I did that for a month straight. Like I just ran a marathon every weekend for a month. So I was in the best shape that I ever been in. But then Juice Atlanta did like, whew, whew. And then guess what? All those awesome habits I created, I was making the juice for everybody, but I wasn't drinking the juice myself. I was making sea moss for everybody, but I wasn't taking the sea moss myself. I was not sleeping. I just was working because it was coming. You know what I'm saying? And I was taking every opportunity that was coming my way. I was jumping
You
right
were scaling.
in it. Man. And a lot of times when you're starting these businesses, it's hard to keep employees. People don't really want to work. They come in and get them 1 or 2 checks and then they quit. You know what I'm saying? After they go buy whatever it is they wanted to get the job for in the first place.
Right.
I had a cool manager that worked there for a while, and her husband got cancer, right? And so she ended up having to quit as well. So a lot of this stuff I was doing on my own. Yeah, they coming at, but but it's also W's because I'm getting the clients are coming like crazy. The gym is popping, the juice is going crazy. I'm shipping out 200-300 bottles to the Braves in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going super crazy. And one day I went out for a run, and I'm still like treating myself like I'm Superman, right? So I'm sleeping 2 to 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? Not getting a lot of sleep, but still trying to push out 6 to 7 miles every other day. And one day I was in the Westside Park, and I went for a run, and I like to sprint the hills when I get to them. So I sprinted up this hill. I'm feeling good. I got my phone out, and I'm shooting, making a video, like, doing my whole, like, what's up, y'all? We out here. We getting into these miles. And, man, I sprinted up this hill. And I'm saying that to say, like, I had no symptoms. I didn't feel nothing. And I was running up this hill, and, man, I felt something twitch in my head. And then I got real dizzy. And then I walked down the hill. And I swear that on everything I love, I had this out-of-body experience. And I came out of myself, and I was sitting there looking at myself.
Not with your arms crossed.
Yeah. And myself told myself, hey, man, you better get in that grass because you about to hit the ground. I swear on everything I love. I remember it like it was yesterday. And, man, I walked over to that grass, and boom. The next thing I know, I was waking up in the hospital with tubes in my head, tubes in my nose, like everywhere, And, other than that, I don't really remember what happened that day. So I had a brain aneurysm rupture, and I almost lost my life. I had to go into emergency brain surgery, and they went in there and they fixed it all up, and
So a brain aneurysm is when...
Shout out to Dr. Shruti.
Shout out to Dr. Shruti on all 3 cameras.
Right.
Okay.
For saving my life.
So a brain aneurysm is when you basically get a blood clot that goes through your body up to your brain, or can you explain
So a
that to
brain
us?
aneurysm is when there is a weakening in a portion of a vein. The veins that like run through your... So and that weakens and it starts to balloon. The blood just starts to... So if your vein is like this, and then there's this one little area right here, I know they probably can't see it on the camera, where it starts to balloon out because the blood starts to put pressure on that little weak area, and it balloons and balloons, and then eventually, for some people, for me and some other people, it pops, and most people don't survive them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what a brain aneurysm is. So you wake up in the hospital.
And I'm looking around like, what happened?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Then what? How's the road to recovery? What happens? And
So-
what date was that?
That was July 11th. July 11th. And
2020.
3.
Okay.
So I got the Braves next week. So the doctor comes in the hospital and he's like, good morning, beautiful brains. That's what he called me. Because his whole thing the whole time was like, there's a guy right down the hall and he's probably not going to make it. And y'all are like close to the same age. He was like, you're so lucky, and I'm going to tell you why. I can look at you when we look at everything and your vitals and everything. You were healthy. You're a very healthy person. You were just doing too much. You got to, like, bring it down. You got to go to bed at night. You got to get some rest. He was like, you're doing the most. He was like, because most people don't really... If they do bounce back, I've talked to so many people since I started sharing my story online. Like, people see me out in public. Oh, my mom had a brain aneurysm. She didn't make it. Or my husband or ex-husband, somebody told me their ex-husband had a brain aneurysm, and he now speaks with like a slur, and like this whole side of his body is like numb, like he can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's paralyzed on one
Yeah.
side, you know what I'm saying? So all these things could have happened. I could have been brain dead, or I just couldn't have made it, you know what I'm saying? I could
Or
have,
disabled.
or disabled in some type of way, you know what I'm saying? But he was just like, man, because you took care of yourself, you know what I'm saying, for so long,
Because of running.
running and eating right,
okay.
even though these are some of the disciplines I really was kind of letting go too, because I was trying to service
But you had the
everybody.
foundation of fitness.
Right, in my life, right. And that's really what saved my life, me being healthy. So, yeah, man, health is wealth.
That's amazing. Polow.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
And I had to be in the hospital for like 20-something days in the ICU with tubes in my head, had to relearn how to like walk again. So, yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy. And I'm sitting back, and this dude comes and tell me, yeah, you're going to be in here for about a good, like close to a month. I'm like, bro, I got a business to run. I got a run club. We got to run next week. Like, I don't know what you talking about, but I'm getting out of here today.
yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So now you're on the path to recovery.
Yeah.
So I guess at some point you get discharged.
I get out the hospital. I go home, and I had to restart my whole life. Yeah,
What
man.
did that consist of? Did you
A
have
lot
to-
of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of like, why me? You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
yeah, talk to me about
I'm
that.
at the most successful place in my life,
Yeah.
and it all
the
just
pinnacle.
got snatched away from me, bro.
How did you change your mindset?
And shout
around
out to BC and Ashley for keeping Run N Brunch going.
it? Yes,
You know
thank
what
you,
I'm saying?
BC and Ashley.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you change your mindset? I want to hear about your perspective, because it sounds like you kind of felt like a victim for a minute, which is
I've had my moments, you know what I'm saying, where I was feeling very like a victim, but I'm a true believer in like all things happen for a reason. It's some crazy things happened in that hospital too while I was in there.
Really?
And man, yeah, a lot of crazy spiritual,
okay.
amazing type things. So check this out. This is very funny. So have you seen Jamie Foxx's show yet?
No,
His
not
new
yet.
special?
I heard about it now.
You gotta watch it.
Okay.
Because he shouts out to Dr. Shruti too.
What? Y'all
Yeah.
had the same doctor?
Not only did we have the same doctor, when Jamie was coming out the hospital,
Uh-huh.
I was going in the hospital.
What?
And I was in the same room. So it's crazy because Dr. Shruti would come in and he would be like, this room, man, it's just something about this room has amazing vibes. I was working with another guy in here. I can't tell you who he is, confidentiality, you know what I'm saying? But like, y'all just kind of remind me
This
each
is
other.
trippy.
And the vibe is just amazing. So if you watch that special, Jamie talks about Dr. Shruti. He talks about angels being in that room.
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy. You're going to make tears come
I
to
know,
my
I'm
eyes.
sorry.
So, yeah, it's been a journey, man. I'm trying not to cry because,
That's
like,
a blessing.
you,
Polow.
yeah, it's a big blessing.
You're here for a reason.
I believe that. I do believe that. So that's why I'm not like,
A victim.
yes.
Yeah, we have to change our L's and turn them into W's.
Absolutely. And people would be like, man, your ass, can we cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, you can.
All right, yeah. Your ass is doing a lot of smiling and a lot, like, if you look at, I'm going to show you some of the videos and pictures from when I was in the hospital, you'll see I'm smiling and laughing the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, there were moments.
In the hospital.
Yeah, while I was in the hospital, like, because shit, I'm alive. And when somebody comes in there and says, like, it's a dude down in the hall that just had the same thing happen to him, and y'all around the same bill, same age, he's not gonna make it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was in there, man, 3 dudes came in there, black guys, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
My age, you know what I'm saying? And all of them passed away. And I would have to walk on my walker because, you know, I had to learn how to do the whole walking thing again. And I would walk around and have to walk by these people's rooms. And I couldn't really see in the rooms, but I could see, like, their feet in the beds, you know what I'm saying? And just to walk by those, being able to walk and see them in that bed and knowing that they not going to come out of that room, they not going to make it. It's just like, when do the mom or the wife or whatever want to pull the, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
see.
yeah, because they just vegetable-like states, yeah.
Life is so precious.
Man.
You see how any little increase
Right.
is huge.
Right.
You know, the fact that, you know, you can at least get on the walk or do a few steps
Right.
is leaps and bounds
Right,
away from
right.
someone who's just bedridden and
Right.
probably not going to make it. So.
Right. So I'm gonna tell you another story that. So watching Jamie talk about Dr. Shruti and watching Jamie talk about like the lady coming in and having to bathe him and how hard that was for him, or be in the bathroom. Why? Like I went through all that same shit he went through with those same nurses. So it was crazy watching that, hearing him talk about those nurses, and I had those same nurses. Even it's one nurse he talked about who was very militant and was like, and I looked at my mom one day and I was like, yo, this lady, I'm about to like cuss her ass out. Like, but
she don't play.
No, she did not play, because it was one of those like, stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Get it together.
Get it together. Because I had days where it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like where I was just like, I ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just so tired. Like I'm a runner, bro. Like I'm outside every day.
And you're a winner.
And,
that's the thing about running. Like it gives you that sense of power. Like I could do whatever.
It does. So imagine laying down on your back for almost 30 days, you know what I'm saying, and not being able to take a poop by yourself, or not having somebody come in the bathroom and shower you. So that it definitely pulled a lot out of me, but I also continued to smile and, you know what I'm saying, and have fun. But Ashley, BC, some of the homies from Lululemon and a bunch of my clients, you know what I'm saying, that I serviced through Juice, was coming in. My family, like my whole family was there, you know what I'm saying, coming in and out all the time. So that kind of helped me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it takes a village.
It takes a village, man. And so yeah, man, just on a spiritual level too, like so Jamie talked about it being angels in there, and so one of my nurses came in one day, right? And she came in, she helped me out, did everything she had to do for me, and then she left out, and then she came back in, and she was in full tears, like crying, like this. So everybody's standing around, and we like, what's going on? This is why when Jamie was talking and I was watching his show, I'm like in tears watching this, because certain things that happen in there happened to me too, but just in different ways. And she came in with these Bible verses. She went to the printer and she came in and she was like, I'm so sorry, but God told me to print these out and give them to you. Oh. And she gave them to me, and on it was this Bible verse. It was 2 Bible verses, but one of them was Habakkuk 2:2, which is one of my favorite verses ever. And that verse says, and I'm probably gonna mess it up right now, but it says like, write the vision down and make it plain and give it to a runner.
What?
Yeah, scary, right? And she in full tears.
I'm getting hot, y'all.
She in full tears doing this, telling me this, right? I'm like, oh, that's my favorite verse. And give it to a runner. And though it may tarry, which means it might take time, but it shall pass. It's gonna happen, right? You know what I'm saying? But give the message to a runner. And everybody was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And that was just one of the things that happened that was crazy.
Now I'm hot, honey. Yeah. I can feel it. I can feel it. That's crazy.
So things like that, to go back, I know we kind of went in and out of that.
Let's stay right here.
But that's going back to your question. Like, those are the things that help me with my mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, not giving up, because things like that was happening in there. And I was like, oh, damn. So, okay, tighten up, you know what I'm saying? You here for a reason, like, yeah, we not giving up, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. That is such
a huge lesson. So for y'all who are listening, we all have some of us have bigger challenges and burdens than others, but you have to, and I didn't think this was going to be a spiritual podcast.
You got me in here, dog. You better know.
You have to keep the faith, even when your circumstances, what you can see, your bills, whatever, the money is not looking cute. Your health is not looking good, guys.
Right.
Because if you can maybe just try to keep your head up and stay down, it'll come to pass. Time will progress, and next thing you know, now you're on the outside of it. So let's pick it up.
On the up and up.
The up and up.
Right.
We done reached. Period. So I love this, by the way.
Thank you.
So let's kind of fast forward. So now you're out of the hospital.
Right.
Life is getting better. You're somewhat. You're improving. You're on the walker.
Yes.
Take us to kind of how you get back into running, in the running scene, and how that kind of road is, that recovery road.
So Man, really just one day at a time. So
Okay.
just at first, so I had to have 2 more surgeries. So getting out of the hospital, I was like, all right, I'm about to get back
About
to
to be
it.
a beast.
I'm about to go. But it was like, bring that ass here, boy. Yeah, sit down. Yeah. So I had to like, I was going to Run N Brunch, and I think you were there. You were there the whole time. So I couldn't run with y'all.
Right.
So I was always on the
I
sideline.
always wondered a bit because I knew he had the brain aneurysm,
Mm-hmm.
but because you were so like regular, degular, schmegular, like
Right.
he didn't give off sickly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Well, I can't let y'all see me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Run N Brunch is all about. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like, upbeat, good mood, and helping people run 18 weeks in a row. You know what I'm saying? And being motivated. So that's a part of why I'm there, is to keep it uplifted. So if I'm gonna be down, like, I mean, but y'all also seen me cry too when I would start talking about certain things. Like, I had those moments where I was like in tears too.
that's true.
Just one day at a time, because that journey of getting back, like, I just ran on day before yesterday, I got out and did 4 miles straight without stopping. And I was like,
Man.
okay, yeah, we getting back.
Yep.
But it's 2025, so you know what I'm saying? So it took me a whole year damn near
It's a
to
journey.
get here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I would have runs, and I would go out and run, and I would like start breathing heavy and get dizzy, and I'd be like, oh shit, is it happening again? Am I about to pass out? So I've been dealing with a lot of PTS. Is that how you say it? PTSD?
Yeah, post-traumatic stress.
Yeah. So they told me that though. They was like, yo, like, you're going to have moments like something very traumatic just happened to you. You almost lost your life. You know what I'm saying? So don't think you're gonna go out here and like just life is just about to be like
As it was
you know
before.
what I'm saying? Like yeah. Like, it's not. It's gonna take you a minute to get there. In my mind, I'm hearing it, but I'm like, I'm a warrior,
whatever.
bro. Like, I'm about to. But a lot of times I would go out. You know what I'm saying? And man, life showed me like, it humbled. I was very humble. Like, yeah. Sit down. But just one day at a time, man. That's all I could do, is one day at a time. And a lot of it was like, when you say humble, very humble. You talking about somebody that was running marathons, and now I'm walking 3 miles or a mile, and I gotta stop, like, and walk, and like very humbling. You know what I'm saying? Very humbling. And I dealt with I'm still dealing with a lot of that stuff too. Like, just like, I'm the healthy guy. Everybody knows me as being the healthy guy, and then I have a brain aneurysm. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm dealing with like imposter syndrome. Like,
Did you feel any shame?
Absolutely. Man, I'm the healthy guy. You gotta think. Even when the homies was coming, like, I gotta get my shit together, because if you passed out, man, I'm but none of y'all really working like I was really working either, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it was part of your identity.
Absolutely, to be the healthy guy. Everybody knows me as the green juice, healthy, like running marathons, and then you have a brain aneurysm. Like, what's up? What happened? Like, you know what I'm saying?
How do you reconcile those two things?
Yeah, exactly. And then when I got out the hospital, like, it's been a lot, man. I lost like a couple of my homies passed away. You know what I'm saying? The day I got out of the hospital, I was riding, and I just wanted to get in my car and just take the top back. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled the top off. I was like, man, I'm out. I felt like I got out of jail or something. And I was just like, I'm just gonna ride. So I went up to R. Thomas, got me a smoothie, and I'm just riding around the city. And it was Comic-Con, the comic book convention thing they do here. So the streets was full of people, and I rode by, and one of my homies, his son is my godson. He works at the shoe store, the famous shoe store downtown Atlanta, Walters. And man, my boy I passed by the store, and I was gonna go in there and talk to him, and but I just kept going. It was so much traffic, I didn't want to stop. And if I would have went in there, I would have realized that he had just had a whole like heart situation and was at the hospital and ended up not making it. And then here we are a couple weeks later, we're going, and one of the guys that BC trained, who is a good friend of ours, shout out to to Bank. Bank does hiking with Bank, you know what I'm saying? And his brother, Dave, you know what I'm saying? They used to call him Duct Tape Dave, but his name is Dave. But he had a situation and he passed away. So we losing I'm watching all these people pass away.
Damn.
So yeah, I had to like get into some therapy and the whole nine, because now I'm dealing with like survivor's remorse, and I'm just like, why did I make it? You know what I'm saying? And why did these people that's like, these are my brothers, we all around the same age, we cool, and like, man, people just that's just two I just named, you know what I'm saying? I probably lost like 2 other people, you know what I'm saying? Like after me coming right out of the hospital. So a lot of times I would be working out or running, and I'll just be like in tears, man, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny too, because I saw Jamie talking about this in an interview before his special, and he was like, if you come talk to me and I cry, like, you know, my apologies, because I'm just like so like happy to just be alive, and I couldn't really, you was there, like I really couldn't even get up and talk to y'all without being in tears, because it's just like when you think about it and then you start thinking about all these other people that passed away, it's like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
it's a gift. And we take it for granted, you know, just
every
getting
day.
up. Like, I'm worried about being late, when it's like I should be happy I even put my feet on the ground.
And got
a
a car to drive.
Got a car.
Got fingers, got toes, got
got
you know what I'm
nails,
saying?
all
Man,
these things.
we gotta be grateful.
They're assets, and it's not to be taken lightly, because it can be snatched from you
in a
half a second. Talking about out of body experience, talking about you need to get on the grass ASAP. That's
right.
I can't even conceive that. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm grateful, but like, that's heavy. And then kind of getting on that road to recovery and moving forward to pick up your life back up, and assimilate back into society. So now you're getting back to regular life. You're continuing to, maybe run or walk and move on that path.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the Run Club and the community and how they rally not only around you, but the community itself. Because Run N Brunch, for y'all who don't know, like I got introduced to Run N Brunch actually from a friend that I met at the Atlanta. Her name is Danielle. Yeah. So I went to an Atlanta Run Club track meet one day, coldest day ever. I don't know why I would start my running journey at a 40-degree
I was about to ask,
day.
when did you start your journey?
Yeah, it was like a random, maybe September or October, very cold night. I went to run with ARC. I met this girl named Danielle. She was so kind, and she ran with me. And I'm like, girl, you definitely don't have to be nice to me. You don't know who the hell I am.
Right.
She was so kind, and we kept in touch. She sent me a link for some 5K that's happening, and Lululemon is a part of it, and it's called Run N Brunch. And I was like, I think she said it was free. I was like, well, I don't see why not.
Right.
So I sign up for this event. Next thing you know, I pull up to this like place in on Peter Street or near Peter Street in like that downtown area of Atlanta. I see all you guys. They're giving out these pink Lululemon like waist bags. I was like, oh, okay, I like who these people are.
Right.
And I run my first 5K.
Nice.
And I get this medal, and everyone's cheering for me and things like that. So
dang, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so you was at the first annual.
Yeah, but I never came back after that.
Oh, let me find out.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that was nice, but I don't know. There was no shade. There was nothing. I was just I probably still was in my shy era.
That guy Dave I was talking about, he was there too.
Oh.
And that was his first 5K too. Wow. Rest in peace to Dave, man.
Wow, that's amazing.
Long live Dave, man.
Yeah. So, that was the first time I really pushed myself to not stop and like get through it, because we're all running together. So that's how I found Run N Brunch, and then later on in 2023. Yeah, in 2023. Damn.
We should have put the dates on these, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Dang
that would
it.
have been good. Later,
oh no, they're on there.
Oh.
24 finisher.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah. So in 2023,
2023 finisher.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, okay. So then if I do that in the fall of 2023, then I guess at the top of 2024, I probably get back into running, probably right around when the weather calms down.
Okay.
And that's when I start getting really into running, not only with Run N Brunch, but also I dibble and dabble in other clubs.
Right.
And that's how I noticed, like, yo, this is lit.
Okay.
This is lit.
Running.
We're doing a monthly thing. There's going to be an event. So talk to us a little bit more about how you cultivated this community and, some of the memorable people in Run N Brunch.
So, like I told you before, I've been running for a long time, right, in the run community in Atlanta. And shout out to Tess, who started like Running Nerds, Run Social. She's also the creator of the race. I worked on her committee. I was on the race committee as the social media guy. I always got the tech tools and all that.
Now he does, y'all.
Yeah. So I started out with her, like doing it with her. But I've ran with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I've run with movers and pacers. I've run with but I have now, but before then I never ran. I don't even think ARC was around way back then though. So Black Men Run. A lot of these different run crews. So again, I was telling BC, like, I had kind of fell off the run scene because Juice Atlanta was going crazy, right? So I was just running on my own, you know what I'm saying, at this point. But I was always telling BC, bro, I want to start this run club, but I want to do it different. Because one thing I noticed about the run, and this is no shade, but one thing I noticed about the run community was you have these big groups of people that come together, right, which is always dope, you know what I'm saying? But what I noticed was, because I was a faster runner, that the fast people would come back, but because I'm one of those people that always wanted to help with everybody's thing, I would always hang back and like help clean up and help do things because I'm also trying to like learn, you know what I'm saying? So I want to learn and see what it's all about. So that's how you learn, is like offer your services, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to pay me. I just want to be around so I could just see what's going on. That's how I've always lived my life with anything I've ever done. I don't need no money. Just let me be here and let me learn, and I'll create my own bag. You know what I'm saying? So I was going around to all these run clubs, but one thing I noticed was
leaving people, huh?
Yes, I was like, so the slower people would kind of get left behind a lot of times, right? And by the time they get back, we there cleaning up, all the faster people are gone. So in the beginning, it felt like community because everybody's there in the beginning, but when the whistle blows and everybody take off and everybody come back, a lot of times when you go to these run clubs, the fast people, like, they not really waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they gone to the bar to get a beer and a drink, or they just gone. You know what I'm saying? So you get the slower people, they're kind of there by themselves. And I would just look around and I could tell that was kind of very, like, discouraging, kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like, you low-key slow. You know, that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel kind of alone.
And you don't really want, so I always had in my mind, when I started my run club, I was going to do it for the slower people. Plus being in the gym and having that gym with Unc, it was like, we would get a lot of DMs in the, on the PT cross training. Shout out to PT cross training. And in my personal DMs too, I would get people that would come and look, and then they would be like, DM me later like, hey, came by the gym, super dope vibe, but everybody in there looks like a model. So I'm gonna just get my shit together at home and then I'll be back. And I hated that.
Intimidated.
Very intimidated. And I saw the intimidation too in the run community too. So I was like, all right, bet, we gotta like do something for the fast people. They can come, but this is really for the people that are a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So that's what I wanted to create, community for that. You know what I'm saying? So even though, and you know, we got fast people at Run N Brunch. You know what I'm saying? We got some speed demons up in there. But what do I ask everybody to do at the end of the runs? Hang out, wait around, and let's clap for the people that are not moving as fast as you are. Or go back out there and help motivate somebody and pull them in. That's what I wanted Run N Brunch to be about. Helping other people get faster. When you first started, I remember when you first started coming to motion, you were not that fast, right?
Sure wasn't.
But you and I remember 6-footer Charlie.
Ah, yes.
I got a whole video. The first day Charlie came, struggle bus. My girl was, she was struggling, but look where she came to.
Progress.
Right. But that's because I believe, and I believe your progress came too, through that method of sticking around and people cheering you on and saying, man, you got this, which makes you want to come back next week because you feel supported. And now you're going to go out and you're going to try. And the more you run, it's like anything else. The faster you get, the better you're going to get. And you just kept coming back and kept coming back. But I guarantee you, if you would have ran out there and then came back and everybody was gone and it was dark and it was 2 or 3 people there and really nobody to chop it up with and talk to, you might have been like, And then the brunch part came because I just wanted to add something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just run and like, and I'm from the music industry too. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on the road a lot, did different tours, been on the road with everybody you can think of, right? So it's about the show too. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
That's why you saw Ro up there performing while we was doing our warm up. You ain't never seen that in a run club.
Guys, just so you know, we had a mid stretch performance by a friend of ours, Ro, who is an artist. He actually did a little song as we were stretching, and I was like, over here
But he on the mic.
He's on the mic.
Yeah, you ain't never seen that. So, and BC is a product of music too, right? These are the things we started creating around running to just make it more fun, to make it more interesting.
Absolutely.
And we start going real crazy on the content too. Like if you go back and look at, and I'm gonna say this. I told BC this the other day, and I told my man Marvin, my guy at Lululemon. I was like, bro, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna look right into the camera. Like, I don't care what nobody say. The dope content, the skits, when it comes to running and making dope content. Run N Brunch created that.
Talk your
because
ish.
in 22. There wasn't this big explosion of run clubs. After we did that, man, everybody flying drones in their content now. Y'all wasn't using no drones in y'all content. Y'all wasn't using skits. Y'all wasn't doing mic'd up. We started all that stuff. The mic'd up. I didn't. And if y'all did, show me because I got receipts. I can show you.
Calling y'all out.
I can show you our first mic'd up video. I can show you our first drone videos with the drones flying over while everybody running back in 2022. You know what I'm saying? I got the receipts. So I feel like we made running cool, bruh.
No, seriously.
I feel like we made running cool. And I feel like everybody else just kind of even though there were other run clubs out there, but I feel like in 2023, towards the end of 23, there was this freaking explosion of run clubs. And don't take it personal, man, but it's like Nicki Minaj say, man, those are our sons.
Hey.
No, just
I love the confidence talk.
No, for real, though. No, that's real talk, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you guys trailblazed, and you were pioneers, and I feel like I've even fed into that because I started making content. People hitting me up talking about, oh, I want to try running, or I'm making running look cool. Well, I kind of got that from y'all as well. So it spreads, and and like I always say, this is the coolest run club in the world.
And my boy BC always say that when we do our meetings with Lululemon or other brands or whatever, we be talking, and I might be talking about the logistics and the numbers and and BC always say, and we make this shit look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Every time, yeah. So shout out to BC again,
shout out to BC.
Because that dude, man, is a fucking...
He's a rock star, first of all.
And a visual genius. A fucking genius, a visual genius. So a lot of our content, he comes up with those storylines and writes that shit out and then be like, all right, this what you gonna say? You seen them in action.
I've acted in one of the Run N Brunch skits that we have going on.
Yeah.
And it was, he has the mind and to coordinate it all and make it seamless in a very short amount of time. So we definitely got to come back and bring BC so he can talk a little bit more about his his expertise. But Run N Brunch is known a lot for, you just get the flavor, the culture, the swag, the sauce through the content.
Right. But we also producing runners too. Let's not get away from the fact that we've had a large amount. I didn't bring my papers with me, so I don't have the percentages, but we have a very big amount of first-time 5Kers. We have a big amount of first-time half marathoners, and we have a very, not super big, but a cool portion of first-time marathoners. So we're also producing runners. We're not just making running look cool. We're also helping and encouraging people to really not be afraid to sign up for races and go out there and get you some bling. You know what I'm saying? Get you, and when they get that first medal, it's addictive.
Injected in my veins.
It's addictive.
And I'm definitely like testament to that, because I am obsessed with medals. Once I got my first medal from the first race, I'm like, all right, well, I need more. And like, I know it's not always about the medal, but it is a physical representation of the work that I put
of accomplishment.
Of
Absolutely.
accomplishment. And y'all have put so much effort in making these medals.
Thank you, man.
And I love it. I'll keep any medal. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking a little bit about that, just so everyone knows.
So Run N Brunch is a safe space, y'all.
Yes.
If you go to other run clubs, no shade, because I run with everybody. Big shout out to the whole run community. And I want to say something else about the run community too. But I just want to say that if you want a safe place and you want to feel loved, man, pull up to Run N Brunch, Motion Tuesdays,
Absolutely.
or just a Run N Brunch event that we do monthly. We're going to change that up a little bit, but, man, pull up. And I just want to say, too.
We'll get into the future of Run N Brunch.
Okay. And I just want to say, too, that, like, I'm a little saddened and disappointed with the run community right now, because I see a lot of separation going on right now. Because
How so?
Okay, so I know you haven't been in the mix as long, right? But there was one time, at one point in time, where all run clubs would like come together, like on a global running day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you would have like thousands of people from all over coming to one location, all run clubs. It didn't matter if you were sponsored by Adidas, sponsored by Nike, sponsored by Lululemon. It didn't even matter. Shout out to Lululemon. But now I feel like Global Run Day, you saw it last Global Run Day.
Did.
Nike's over here. Adidas is over here. Lulu is over here. I don't like that. So we got to come back to, we got to figure this out, y'all. Like, everybody can be cool in their own right, but it's community. That's what this shit is all about.
It's all about
So why
community.
are you guys over here and why are you guys over here? Why can't we all come together and continue to bring all our collective communities together and continue to run? That's what created the culture in the fucking first place. So why are we all separate now? And I feel like this year Global Running Day is going to be even worse. I swear. Watch.
Well, we need to work on it. I'm going to need us all to have a podcast, a panel maybe, and we can all talk about what's going on in the running landscape.
Right.
We are running short on time, so I just
Okay.
want to talk a little bit more. Just
sorry, I'm a
quickly.
talker.
He is a talker. We love it. You will be back. Talk to me just briefly about the Lululemon involvement and then the future of Run N Brunch come 2025.
Man, so me personally, like, again, I've been running for a while. My guy, Asher, who is now at Lululemon in Vancouver, the home base, invited me a long time ago. Like, I was doing stuff with Tess at the race, and I was helping her get ready for the first annual thing we know now as the race. Right? So we was getting ready for the first one. So I would follow Tess around with the camera. I still got all this footage. I got to like get with her, and we need to put like a documentary together because I got some amazing footage. But before the guy that's in position as far as community is concerned at Lululemon, there was this other guy there, and he just was like, Polow, I love your personality, bro. I want to bring you in the store. I didn't even know what Lululemon was at that time. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And I walked in the store. He was like, all right, man, pick out you some clothes, you know what I'm saying? And I got me a little outfit, you know what I'm saying? And they just decked me out with some gear, and I was like, oh, okay. This was before, like, all the brand deal shit that's going on right now. Everybody doing all these brand deals. I'm sure it was going, but it just wasn't what it is right now because they were definitely sponsoring different run clubs or doing things because that's why he was there with Tess, right? So he brought me in the store after hanging out a couple times, dressed me fully all the way. And then he called me a couple days later. He was like, man, loving your content, loving your videos. You ever thought about going to Vancouver doing a race? And I was like, nah. He was like, man, I want to get you a plane ticket. I want to fly you out. I want to put you up in a nice spot, and we're going to send you out to Vancouver, and I want you to do this race called the Seaweeds. So ended up being the most beautiful run I've ever ran in my life. I don't know if you've ever been to Vancouver, but it's one of the most beautiful places. And the run, and it's like Vancouver is like, I guess any place, but like, it's like you can really tell they like took the city and just placed it in the middle of like the forest or something. Oh. It's crazy because you got all this water and these mountains and it's just beautiful. So it's like the most beautiful run I've ever did. And then I came back and man, I just kept the relationship going with Lululemon. He switched out the jobs. And we kind of like I parted with Lululemon for a while because Asher was moving around. He had moved to Texas.
Oh, okay.
And then I got reconnected with the guy that's running it now. And I had probably did one Run N Brunch at that point. And I was like, somebody was telling him about me, and that same person was telling me, you know what I'm saying, about him. And we ended up getting connected. I told him about my story with Asher and all that. He was like, this is perfect, bro. And they were just like, we love what you do it for. Like, you're not out here trying to like be a 7-minute, like it ain't about the fast run. It's about the community, you know what I'm saying? And us coming together. That's why at the Run N Brunch events, we only run a mile. We do 1 mile, we come back, and then it's about networking and community.
And fellowship.
Man, people hit me in my DM, bro, man, I need a job. Like, man, you know anybody that's hiring? Bro, you better pull up to Run N Brunch because we got lawyers, doctors, builders, contractors.
All types of professionals
nurses,
and creatives. Yep.
All kind of creators, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone.
Content creator, like popping content creators too, pull up to Run N Brunch. We got all these different people out there. You need a job, you need to come to Run N Brunch because that's really what it's about. It's about getting off your ass and going for a run, but it's also about community, networking. And it's so dope to see like people connecting outside of like, oh, I just sold him a house. Oh, I was his attorney on this. Oh, you was his attorney? Yeah, I helped him through this. I'm like, damn.
I did carnival with one of the girls that I met at Run N Brunch. So we had an amazing time.
So that's what it's all about, man. And Lululemon was just like, we love what you doing it for and who you do it for. And we do it for the people that are not the fastest. We do it for the people that don't want to pull up to the gym because everybody got a booty and some abs. Right. You know what I'm saying? We do it for those people. Come hang out with the cool kids.
Got it.
We love y'all too.
But
let us help you because I just told you, bro, I was like 200-something pounds. But let me show you how to work yourself to get to the new me. And you can create your new you. You know what I'm saying? BC didn't always look like BC. But now he don't even put a shirt on because he's tatted with abs and, you know what I'm saying? He never wears a shirt, you know what I'm saying? But
so Lululemon basically kind of supported you in making this kind of, injecting whatever funds or whatever resources that they had.
Absolutely.
To make this.
So, yeah, so like we get like a small budget, you know what I'm saying, to like do certain things and also to like help out with the community. So we can bring people in the store. We can outfit people, you know what I'm saying, get people dressed. And
Run N Brunch has definitely outfitted me several outfits, not because I'm just sexy and cute.
No, but she's the hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, I actually got to host the second annual 5K race sponsored by
And she
Lululemon.
did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Super dope. And we got some amazing ideas coming up for next year that I definitely want you to be a part of. So I'm not going to get too deep into it because, when you start putting them ideas out there, man, they just like, they go fast, you know what I'm saying? So I'll just say 2025, not Lululemon, but Run N Brunch. One thing I want to do is pull back. We might not do 12 events.
Okay.
So as my boy Marvin says, when I told him about this, he said, okay, instead of going long, we're going to go deep. I was like, yes, we're going to go deep.
Okay.
So we're going to take the events that are like super popping. For instance, Run and Punch, which is where we bring everybody together and we do our 1 mile run. We do our brunch, but we also do a boxing event
Nice.
also, where we do this boxing workout, and we bring in boxing coaches, and
Yeah.
it's super dope, and everybody gets their gloves and their mitts, you know what I'm saying? So I want to take events like that in our Terror game,
Okay.
Run N Brunch, that we do for Halloween, where we do like, you know, we got it all like decked out, and it looks like Halloween going on in the building, smoke everywhere. We got Michael Jackson playing,
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? And then we do our 1 mile run, we do our
Got it.
brunch, but we also do like we do these different games, so it's like a field day.
Got it.
But I just want to broaden these
Or
events
deepen, yeah.
and just make them a lot more. Just make them more into, you'll see, make
Got
them
it.
more into
All right.
events.
Well, you guys
know what I'm
will
saying?
definitely have
Yeah.
to stay tuned. Tell us where we can find you
Absolutely.
on social media.
At Run N Brunch.
Yes.
At RUNN Brunch.
And
Not and brunch, because some people
it's
say
the ends.
and.
Just
It's the
like
letter
R&B
N.
music.
Right,
R&B.
R&B, yeah, Run N Brunch.
And also about the weekly runs. Tell us a little bit about
So
that.
every week, every Tuesday, we are at the Lululemon store at Lenox, over by Lenox Mall. If you're from Atlanta, you know about Lenox Mall. If not, just Google Lululemon or Google Lenox Mall, and we're right there. It's right next to Lenox Mall, you know what I'm saying? And we're there every Tuesday. We usually don't take off till about 6:30. We say 6 o'clock, but, you know, it's Buckhead, so we got to give people
There
time
is
to
traffic.
pull up, because that traffic is crazy. It's daylight savings right now, so we're on Peachtree, running straight down Peachtree, because we need the light. And then when spring comes back and summer comes back, we'll be on the 404 path back there, which is an awesome run.
Awesome path.
It's
guys.
going to get you
Please
strong.
Join us.
Yeah, it's going to have you ready for a race day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's
All
going to
right.
have you ready. Yeah.
Very
so,
good.
yeah.
Well, tell us, do you have any parting words or any last words for us? Any messages you'd like to send to anyone watching?
Man, all things are possible through the Most High, bro. Yeah.
That's it.
All things are possible. Like, there's nothing, call me naive, but I don't know. I just feel like there's nothing that can't be accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
1,000,000%.
If you want to do something, like, you just got to get up and put the foot forward. And it might not even look like it's about to happen, but as long as you keep the vision, you know what I'm saying, and keep moving forward towards the vision every day, man. And don't forget to rest, man, because not resting got me in trouble.
Yeah.
So last year I worked from a place of rest. This year I'm still working from a place of rest. So I'm doing what I need to do, but I'm definitely getting like my 8 hours, man. And create dope habits for yourself, bro, because my habits and my disciplines got me to a beautiful place, right? And then when I fell off of those habits and those good disciplines, like going to bed on time, making sure I'm eating the right type of foods, making sure I'm exercising daily. Create dope habits for yourself, man. And man, that alone will take you far. And man, all things are possible. There's nothing that's impossible. I promise you.
Well,
You just gotta believe it, man.
Yeah, you just got to believe it,
Even
y'all.
when you can't see it.
It's called faith, and it's
Period.
also called, taking those actions and making those choices in towards the direction that you're looking to get in.
That's right.
So we can all do it.
And God is the greatest.
God is the greatest.
Right.
Thank you so much, Polow, for being on this podcast as
Thank
my
you.
first guest. I had
She gotta bring me back, y'all.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so
You should bring me back when you bring BC. So
Yeah, we'll have you both
That'll
on.
be way too fun.
Yeah, we're going to do a part 2 for sure. There's so much insights and nuggets and gems within these stories that you've mentioned that I wish we would have a little bit more time just to expound on as an idea. I love talking about ideas when it comes to like productivity, mindset, and spirituality. So we'll have
They
him
all
back.
coincide.
Make sure y'all leave comments saying y'all want him back. Okay.
Yeah, man, bring me back, y'all.
Yes.
And I just want to say too, I'm proud of you. I've only known you for a short time. I feel like you are a very dope ass human being. And I pulled up on you one time and I told you, I was like, yo, you dope. You just need to keep doing what you're doing, and shit gonna go crazy for you. So just keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you starting this and just taking the initiative, man. Because we sit around and talk about what we want to do, but unless you put that good foot forward, this shit is just an ideal and it's just a thought. You gotta take a chance and step out. Risk it all.
Risk it all. Thank you, Polow.
Yeah,
I
no risk, no
appreciate
reward.
that. Go after your
Absolutely.
dreams, you guys. And
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in to the Run Cult podcast. Until next time. And just so y'all know, as a reminder, running is not just a sport, it's a culture.
That's right.
Hey,